Golden child brother stole and destroyed my brand new truck, and my parents sided with him. So I got him arrested and cut contact with my parents, and now they are begging for help. Growing up, the family rule was simple. Mike breaks it, I take the blame. He once shattered mom's antique lamp playing football indoors. I got grounded for not supervising him properly. He was 15. I was 17. By the time I turned 19, I'd moved in with Uncle Greg after one too many Mike borrowed your laptop and spilled coffee on it incidents. Greg was Dad's younger brother, a mechanic who'd watched this circus my entire childhood. When his work truck finally died, he handed me the keys to his old Ram 1500. You earned this, he said. Don't let anyone take it from you. That truck wasn't fancy, but it was mine. I detailed it every weekend, kept the maintenance logs in the glove box, used it for my landscaping side business. It was the first thing in my life Mike couldn't touch until he did. Thanksgiving dinner. Mike had totaled his third car the week before, ran a red light while texting. Mom asked if I'd loan him my truck, just for work. I said no. Dad called me selfish. Mike smirked into his mashed potatoes. 2 days later, I left my apartment for an early job and my truck was gone. I called Mike immediately. Relax, he said, laughing. I needed it for an interview. I'll bring it back. 6 hours later, he rolled up with my front bumper hanging by a zip tie, passenger mirror missing, and something leaking under the engine. Hit a curb. He shrugged. Not a big deal. I lost it. Mike just kept saying it's still drivable, while I called my parents, who immediately jumped to his defense. He needs a car for work, Mom said. You're being dramatic. I told them if Mike touched my truck again, I'd call the cops. He's your brother, Dad warned. You really want to destroy this family over a vehicle? Yes, I did. I installed a steering wheel lock and a GPS tracker that night. Uncle Greg helped me park it at his shop during the day. For 2 weeks, Mike kept texting, asking to borrow it for one errand. I ignored him. Then came the Christmas party at my parents' house. I drove the truck because Greg's shop was closed. Big mistake. Halfway through dinner, I checked the tracker app. My truck was moving. Already 3 miles away. I stood up, mid-meal. Mike took my truck. Mom waved her hand. He probably just needed to pick something up. Sit down. I have the tracker. He's on Highway 9 doing 70. Dad looked annoyed. So go after him. Why are you making a scene? I called 911 instead. Put it on speaker. Reported my truck stolen, gave them the plate number and GPS coordinates. Mom started screaming. Dad tried grabbing my phone. Uncle Greg stood up and told them both to sit down. 20 minutes later, Greg and I were heading toward the tracker location when we saw the flashing lights. My truck was perpendicular across 2 lanes. Front end accordioned into a highway guardrail. Mike was in handcuffs. The officer walked over. You the owner? Yes, sir. Your brother says you gave him permission. I have texts and voicemails of me explicitly telling him never to touch it again. Mike started yelling. Bro, seriously? You're really doing this? The officer sniffed near Mike. Have you been drinking? Breathalyzer. Failed. Also, suspended license from his last accident. Mom and Dad arrived mid-arrest, screaming at me in front of the cops. He's your brother. How could you do this to him? I didn't, I said calmly. He did this to himself. Mike got charged with DUI, driving with a suspended license, leaving the scene of his previous accident, and theft. My insurance covered the truck repairs, but I had to pay the $1,000 deductible. Mike had $0 and even less remorse. He called from county jail 2 days later, asking for bail money. I hung up. Mom called immediately. You need to help him. I helped him by not letting him leave someone else's kid without a father when he wrapped my truck around a tree drunk. I blocked both their numbers that night. Mike eventually got out. Parents drained their savings. He lost his job, got stuck with thousands in fines, and started delivering food on a bicycle because he couldn't legally drive. Last week, Mom left a voicemail I accidentally heard. Mike's struggling and we can't afford his probation fees. I know you're angry, but he's still your brother. Please call me back. We're family. I didn't call back. Uncle Greg texted me this morning. Your mom showed up at my shop asking for your new address. Told her I don't have it. You good? Yeah, I'm good. Better than I've ever been, actually. Some families aren't worth keeping.